Ray, hello.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm good, mate. We gave a double dose of the new intro theme to our lovely chat, largely because I ballsed up, but it's good. I love it. It's a nice new tune. How are you, my friend?
I think they wanted to hear it again, so I think it's okay.
Yeah.
I think it's okay.
It bears repeating. I don't know if you guys in the chat picked this up in the week. In fact, I think I tweeted it today. But the old one was hijacked, this is true, by Russian scammers. And I couldn't run the show with the same theme tune because they got all the ad revenue, even though it was royalty free. And I think the way it was told to me was you basically go to a library that has royalty-free music that you can use commercially, and you put a little bit of something on it, just, a little tambourine or something, and there's enough of the original track that the algorithm at YouTube goes, no, that's his. Because, of course, the originator hasn't said it's theirs because they've sold it royalty-free. So they get all the ad revenue. So I've gone for a much more stirring new one, which is quite nice, isn't it? Anyway, enough of all that bilge. How have you been this past few days, this week, my friend?
Man, just loving the games. Love what's going on with pretty much all the games coming out, the surprises of games, stealth drops. So yeah, man, loving it.
Yeah,
loving
it's great, isn't it? It really feels like spring has sprung.
Yes,
that was my sprung. Did you see that?
I hope.
In the medium of mime. I'm a sprung. Oh, it's great to see so many people in the chat as always.
Oh, man, we got
lovely folk that we have. Lovely folk. We've got Eli, who Eli did. I've seen Eli was on, I think it was on Andy's Good Rebel Gaming show yesterday. And I think he was on another one either later or today as well. It's it's everywhere, isn't he? He's become a little local celeb.
Eli is very intelligent. Really amazing. I actually watched his stream just before our show, and shout out to Good Rebel Gaming. He did a fantastic job with Eli.
Yeah, always.
Good tandem there.
And he actually says, and I think this is true, Eli, and I think this is a rumor. I think Ray has been playing SpongeBob since it launched, haven't you, Ray? He loves a bit of SpongeBob. I tried it. I flicked it on, and once I got through, because again, I'm a man of a certain age, Ray. I mean, SpongeBob missed me, so I don't get all the stuff.
I'm playing an adult's game. I'm playing a real man's game, Outriders.
Ooh. Yes. Have you been playing Outriders?
No, I was playing SpongeBob.
There you see, folks, honesty. You get nothing but honesty on this show. Bless. I have as well. I've been playing Outriders today. But of course, the good thing is that if you've played it in the demo, which I did, it carries your progression over, so you didn't have to start from scratch. Whereas, of course, if you bought it on Stadia, which, like good people, you did, then you would have had to have started from scratch. So I don't know if you bought it on Stadia or not, Ray, but did you start from scratch?
I had the PS5 demo, but you know what? Start all over again. I'll catch up.
Yeah,
I'll catch up.
It bears starting all over again because it's great fun. But I think I'm on about level 11 now.
Oh, wow!
But that was not many hours into it there, because of course the whole demo thing, as I said, it catches up. So it's all good. We have fun with all these games, and certainly plenty to talk about today. But we have a very, very special praise today, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Very good friend of ours for a very good reason. So without further ado, shall we bring him up?
Bring him on in. Get him in here. Oh, God.
God's got nothing to do with it, mate. And there he is.
Hey, Lee.
How are we doing?
Oh, we're doing good. How are you doing, bro?
I'm amazing. It's a bank holiday weekend, so I'm chuffed to bits.
I'd forgotten it was a bank holiday. I don't know if it is everywhere in Stadia Land, but certainly where we live it is, and I'd forgotten that it was. And I was reminded just a short while ago, but all days kind of blend in with me. I'm like I'm like a prisoner in my own home of my own making, Lee. Great to see you, my friend. We've brought you on. This is obviously Ray's Praise, one of my all of our favourite slots on Rokk and Ray, but it's a really special one today because we know long-time viewers of the show will know that we brought you on, in fact, as one of our very first praisees. I think you were the first. So we're not bringing you back because it's you, although we love you dearly, but we're bringing you back because of what you're heading up, representing, leading this coming weekend. Do you want to tell the good folk who haven't heard, and let's face it, there can't be many anymore, can there? What's it all about, Alfie?
Oh dear. If you've been living under a rock, well, I'll tell you all about it. This weekend.
Been hurting me.
This weekend, Saturday, 12 p.m, we start our 24-hour stream of Red Dead Redemption 2 online in aid of Fair Share Greater Manchester. And they're a charity are up and down the country, but this particular one's based in Greater Manchester, and they get in food and then distribute it across the region to many other different charities and community centres, school clubs, just things like that. They're doing amazing work, and they just need more help and more money that we can raise. We're going to just change so many lives with this money that we're going to raise this weekend and what we've already raised.
And I think the last time I looked, it was just under £1,100, which is about $1,300. That's an amazing achievement. It absolutely deserves applause. Yeah. Well done, Lee. But I know this isn't a new thing for you. You've been supporting this charity now for a little while, haven't you?
Not this particular charity, no. Just before Christmas, me and my wife, we run our own family business. And just before Christmas, we asked our clients to donate food to a local actual food bank where people who are struggling can go along and get a little food package to help support them through a hard time. And I think we collected must have been £300 to £400 worth of food off our clients, and we donated that. But I just wanted to go that extra step now, do something bigger, and just change more lives.
No, it's absolutely stunning. A quick, massive thank you to Aaron Stadia Vet Gaming, who just donated $20. That $20 will be going to the charity, my friend.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much for that. That's going to be happening. And Emma Stadia Mum says, I've seen more of him on screen than... Now, it took me a while, honestly, because it says in real life, but I looked at it and thought, in Ireland? What's he doing? Because that's the three-letter characters for Ireland. I think it's seen more of him than in Ireland. Right. Where's this?
In real life.
In real life. In real life, in truth, because it's in IRL, you see. Yeah. Which is what
Rokk,
I get.
Hey, but Rokk, I also want to let the people out there know that he's not just playing games and working on the screens. I mean, I got to give a tremendous shout out. He actually went to the place to visit and see in person what the operation and what's going on, actually talking to the people that, there's a lot of people not just hungry, but a lot of people dealing with all kinds of personal issues and stuff. People that, deserve a second chance. A lot of people, this pandemic, anything that's, people have been hit with, deserve the chance to eat, to live, and be mentally well. So I have to give them, and also Codex. I was so proud. I saw pictures of him and Codex, David, over there. A lot of people talk about it, but you guys are about it. And so, man, just big ups, man. Top job going there and talking to the people.
When we were actually there, we actually spoke to one of the charities that take food from Fair Share, and they was telling us what they do and what they get from Fair Share, and they get food, but this actual charity do more than just give out food as a food bank. It's like a soup kitchen type thing, and then they also take people in and they train them up. If they're unemployed. They help them get like forklift licenses and things like that, and help them get back on the ladder to employment. So what we're doing, like I said, it's not just filling bellies; it's changing lives.
Oops, sorry. No, absolutely amazing. And the other thing as well, Lee, is just a quick shout out to the guys involved, because of course, although you are absolutely the man of the hour in terms of bringing the inspiration around this together and the whole concept, there's a bunch of guys that have been, not just guys either, obviously, that I mean in the figurative sense, that have been there supporting this, putting a lot of time in already, and are going to be putting in at least 24 hours over the next 3 days. Do you want to kind of go through the list?
Yeah, well, there's obviously yourself, Rokk. You've been absolutely amazing through all of this. You've done all my graphic designs for me. You've advised me through sort of OBS builds and this, that, and the other.
If only I could get it to work myself.
I've messaged you all sorts of hours, and you've been there. There's Codex, there's Good Rebel Gaming, Blake Stadia, there's Colour, Lukey 6, and I've messaged them at 10 o'clock at night, guys, I need to talk to you, and they've dropped everything, jumped on Discord, and we've thrashed it out for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and they've just been there throughout, and they've been so supportive, so amazing. They've been retweeting. I couldn't have asked for a better bunch of guys to help do this with me. So thank you so much, guys. I really do mean it. Everything about it, my mind's blown.
Fantastic crew. And it all kicks off tomorrow evening with sort of this, but in a bit more detail. Yeah.
8 o'clock tomorrow night. That's BST. Be about 20 minutes, 30 minutes long, and just going into a bit more detail of what we'll be doing on the day and why we're doing it. Be there, and you have to be there right to the end, because I've got two amazing surprises that you do not want to miss. And I ain't just saying that to keep you watching.
No, they are amazing.
They are amazing.
I know exactly what he's talking about.
I can't believe how amazing they are.
Huge, folks. Huge.
Yeah, I think that's on the StadiaDad channel, because I just seen Eli saying which channel. The StadiaDad channel.
Yes. In fact, if you check out the description under the video, I've got a link there to both the Just Giving page, if you want to do any direct donations, and also to Lee's channel, which is where it's all going to kind of center around, but it'll be explained in a bit more detail, I'm sure, tomorrow.
Tomorrow night,
Yeah. And then it kicks off on Saturday at midday BST.
Saturday midday BST on my channel again, 12 o'clock, by your good self. A little 20-minute sort of get together, just to see how we're feeling, things like that. And then we go for 24 hours. Yikes.
But you guys, I mean, I look, full disclosure, I am involved through the day, but I'm too old to do 24-hour stuff. I mean, literally, you would be going from gamers against hunger to gamers at Rokk's funeral, and that wouldn't be a good look. It really wouldn't. So I'll be doing stuff, but these guys are doing the full 24-hour wedge, because they're young chaps full of vim and vinegar. I'm not. Vim and vinegar, maybe. So make sure you absolutely please. I get the fact that no one, I mean, unless you're Ray, to be fair, because bless his socks, that guy, if anybody's going to stay up 24 hours. In fact, Ray should have you should have done my job, mate. You'd have done as good a job, and you'd have stuck it out.
The last time I did something like a 24 hours, I almost died. Afterwards, I died.
You were in a bad way, mate.
I was.
I've learned your lesson.
There is kind of a reason to stick around kind of for 24 hours though, but we will give you a helping hand, but I'll reveal all that tomorrow night.
There are giveaways. Oh, look, I've frozen. I told you that might happen, didn't I?
Yep.
Yeah, I did. I told you. Don't worry, folks. It's me whispering to myself, look, in a beautiful pose. So while that's happening, I'll try and replace me with a camera while Ray talks to... I'm throwing this camera in the flipping bin.
And then
new one's on its way.
We got a new VIP, so I just wanted to thank Raven. Give us a new...
Yes, thank you so much, my friend. I was going to get there in a second, but incredibly.
Here you come, Rokk. Here you come.
Well,
Here it
it's
comes.
me in my grey period, as you can see. You know, which is John Major in a very cloudy day. Lee will
John
get that
Major.
one. Sorry about that, Ray, but it's right. Let's have a look here. I'm literally trying to replace the camera. So, Lee, what have you been playing this week? Let's
What have I been playing this week? Have a guess.
Red Dead Redemption.
Good guess.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. I got a better guess though. Shout out to you. I saw you playing Killer Queen Black.
Yes. Now,
Or is it-
yes, it was Killer Queen Black last night. Yes, on my SBCN stream.
Killed it.
And
Killed
I
it.
was very, very, very fortunate to have the devs along with me as well in the chat and playing along with me.
Was it Liquid Bit? Liquid
Bit Games, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you keep an eye out as well, I've also put them onto Cloud Gamer 201. They dropped him a code today, and
Nice.
I've pointed them in his way to jump. I think he's doing a live stream tomorrow of it, so I pointed them in his direction. I think they're going to be joining him as well in the chat for his stream. So
Nice.
that'll be a little nice surprise for him.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore. If
There you
he's
go.
watching.
He's back. He's back.
No, I've just popped a little poster up on the wall to remind you what I was once.
Clock.
Do you remember Rokk around the clock? Bless him. No, I'm still not here. I'm just whittling with the things at the back. I tell you what, though, while I'm invisible, it doesn't matter because people don't want to see my ugly old mug anyway. Why don't we get on with the news? And you know what? I can't even do that. Jeez. Keep talking amongst yourselves, boys. Keep talking.
What have you been playing, Ray? It's the Lee and Ray show. Welcome.
Got to be better than the old other geezer that used to do it.
CD Projekt Red did an update on Stadia, so I've been playing Cyberpunk 2077 to see how that looks.
Yeah.
And they still, I mean, there's a long page of bugs and patches and whatever fixes they did. I see a little bit of changes in it. And then, of course, love me some Red Dead Online. And what else? And I think that's about. Oh, and Marvel Avengers. I've been playing a lot of Marvel Avengers and FIFA. Me and you have to play, my friend. We have to play.
I had a game with Elix last night on his stream.
Yeah,
I beat him 2-1. He was the Blues, and I was the Reds.
Well, I've been watching RJ, and shout out the RJ channel.
Yeah.
He's on the SBCN. I saw him play Dave, but RJ.
Yes.
Wait a minute, he had it on turbo though, man. RJ switched it up on him because I saw the speed and the dribbling, and I mean something. I said, okay, there's a fix in the game.
Codex got taught a lesson. He certainly did. 5-1. Oh dear.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the news, chaps? We can do.
Yes!
We can at least do this. It's a lovely little chat, mind you, but
You know what? It's like the Invisible Man.
we need to progress. Let's do this.
The latest news from Stadia.
Beep, boop, tsh. There it is. Look,
Yeah.
you see.
All
Remember
right.
that one, don't you? I'm still a postered wall, I'm afraid, because there is. Clive and I both had the same issue with cameras. He did send me a fix, but it's for some reason just recently stopped working for me again. So anyway, we don't need to worry. It's all fine. It's all good. So the big starting news point, of course, is that we had the old This Week on Stadia last night, as gone into in detail on Rokk's blog bash, which is always maybe not last night. Let's say it was Tuesday, shall we? I'm in a different planet already here. I've been thrown, lads. And of course, this new pro games were announced, which went live this morning. Ray,
Yes.
do you want to just recap on what they are?
Well, I mean, probably I'm going to start off with probably the one everybody is so excited about, and that would be I'm just playing. Resident Evil 7. I've already seen people like John Scar. I know Egimix is going to stream it. That's huge because I know a lot of people haven't played it or people haven't finished it. but to get Resident Evil 7 on Pro is awesome. And then, of course, we got SpongeBob. And then what do we have? The new Japan role-playing game, YS. What?
I thought it's better than having nothing.
What? Come on, this is the April Fool's joke.
No, it's important, mate. It's important. You just have to crack on, mate. Don't you worry.
Showed his portfolio off here. Look,
this is an April. This camera's fine.
We'll have him. He looks all right.
It's an April Fool's joke.
I would never do an April Fool on you, Ray. What are you saying, mate? There you go. Rokk looking very pensive there. Look at him, bless him.
He's looking at his camera.
Well,
and also as a pro game, we got Panuki. What the hell?
Panuki? That's the guy from Greece. Pikanuki. That's Panuki from Greece.
Yeah.
Hey, Panuki.
Lee, have you played any of these pro games?
Apart from Resident Evil 7 on the Xbox One, I've not tried any of them today at all. I've not had a chance, I'm afraid. But I am really looking forward, honestly, to trying SpongeBob. Honestly, I really am. I can't wait to have a go. Just looks fun.
I've played Res Evil 7 today. Actually, I tried them all, in fairness, with the exception of Pikuniku, because I ran out of time. But it was interesting because when I first fired up Resident Evil 7, I thought this doesn't look as high a quality as I remember playing it. So I went back and fired it up on one of my consoles, and it looked exactly the same. So it's funny, isn't it, how if you haven't played, you get so used to seeing high quality graphics these days that you look at something that when it first came out wasn't quite as high a quality as it was then. But I actually did a side-by-side and they looked almost identical. And then what I did, which I've never ever done, Ray, and I played it on my iPad with the on-screen controls. And I tell you what,
really?
I was blown away. It worked really well. Because, it's one of those games where you're just kind of moving around, so you don't need to be able to shoot stuff or anything. So it's really good for that. You're just literally looking around, pressing A to check stuff out and what have you. So great on a tablet, probably really good on mobile as well. But that's a great game. I had a quick look at the old Ease 8. Once I got through the music, which was it reminded me of going up and down in the lift in Debenhams as a small boy. And you did used to do it where the lift would go down and you'd jump, and then there would be like this macro second of distance because the lift has gone down below you, so you wouldn't land at the time you thought you would. It was a great wheeze when you were a kid. So I did that one. I had a little look at SpongeBob, which looks good. Again, I need to spend some more time. There's a whole load of stuff at the front end of it that means a lot more if you were into SpongeBob, and it kind of missed me by. But a lovely selection, 4 games. Lee, you're looking forward to SpongeBob, you were saying?
Yeah, well, it's not because I've got a 9-year-old son, and he loves SpongeBob, so I'm looking forward to putting that on, playing that with him. So that's why I'm looking forward to that one more than anything. And I think Stadium's looking forward to, is it Pikuniku? She's quite intrigued by that. So I think she fancies it.
I know it's got a big following on Twitch. So it used to be one that a lot of streamers played. And it had quite a large streamer fan club. So I just think because it was weird, frankly. So definitely have a little play with that one.
Yeah,
which would be good. Also in the Twas, they announced that there are 2 things: the Hitman free starter pack and Elder Scrolls Online free to play for a fortnight. Now, this Hitman thing's interesting because you get to play, irrespective of whether you've got a pro account or not, you get to play all of Hitman 1, I think. Certainly a big old chunk of it, a big old chunk of Hitman 2, and a reasonable chunk of Hitman 3 as well. Oh, he's come back. Who let him in? He's ruining my show, Dad. Kick him out, bleeding. Whoa, I've never seen nothing like it. Yeah. So, Lee, are you a bit of a Hitman fan?
I've never had the patience. I'm so negative, aren't I, tonight? I've never had the patience for Hitman. I'm just too gun ho. I just go in there all guns blazing. I just haven't got the patience to hide behind walls and observe the situation. I just fail the missions every time. So I'll give it a go, though. Definitely, I'll try this free starter pack.
His Rokk's gone all slow motion. Look, he's like, do you know, it looks like Paul McCartney flogging his new album, doesn't it? Look at him. Bless his little socks. I would. Sorry, guys. I would get my camera to work, but it's going to take a while, and I don't know how to do it. I can't be bothered. And I just pretend it's an April Fool. It's all good. Yeah, Ray, you've played a bit of the old Hitman. Leave him alone. Don't look at him. He'll stop. The more you mess about with him, the worse he gets. Ray, have you played Hitman?
Yes, I have. Look, I'm the opposite of Lee. I love me some stealth and hide, and especially my favorite part is dumping the bodies, man. Dragging the bodies and dumping them, making sure nobody's looking. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
It's great that it's for anybody as well, which joins the ranks of Crater, Destiny, Bomberman are online.
Yes.
Yeah, so awesome.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, let's put a bit of my office in there. There you go. And also, as I've said, Elder Scrolls Online. We'll come back to a few of these new games. Elder Scrolls Online free for 2 weeks as well. Now, I think this is not 100% sure if this is a pro only or not, but you get the whole lot. Of course, it was a pro game anyway, wasn't it? And it's since dropped off the roster. So if you claimed it, it's kind of neither here nor there. But if you never did, and obviously there's lots of new people, certainly since Cyberpunk, that didn't. Now is your chance to pick that puppy up.
Yeah, I agree.
You love a bit of old Elder Scrolls, Ray, don't you?
I love it. I'm actually paying the $14.99 over here for the extra stuff, and I don't even play it that much. So I really need to since I'm paying the extra, to get back into it. But man, I'm gonna tell you, it's nothing like exploring and playing with other people. It's one of my favorite MMOs of all time.
Yeah, I know it's a game that I would enjoy playing, but it's the point that you just made. There's so much stuff, 3 or 4 games a month from Stadia, chunk of other games from other different places. My feeling these days, and it's even the same with Destiny, because as you know, I was a massive Destiny fan, but I just can't devote the time anymore to any of these games that you really need to devote the time to get the proper value from. Do you know what I mean?
Of course. I mean,
now I'm a professional. I should never say, do you know what I mean? I'm going to have to slap myself now.
if it's myself, because you never know what mood I'm going to be in. It's like I'm going to a library, if I'm going to the wine cellar, and there's a certain selection I want to play or drink. I'm going to go and play it. And so,
where do you live, Ray? You've got a wine cellar and a library. Some house.
But
he does. He's got a mansion.
No, man, I'm poor, man. I'm poor. But nah, a lot of people have a lot of games, and they feel like they're not. It's just a waste. If you're not gonna play them, don't get it. If you just gonna just don't waste your money. But if you go back and play them, and I usually make a list of games that I'm like, I really need to get back into. And so like Marvel Avengers, I didn't play Marvel Avengers for quite a while, and now I'm back into it. I'm playing it. I still have to finish Final Fantasy 15. I got a lot of Laura Croft games that I need to get back into as well.
Oh, sorry, I muted myself. Oh, I'm having fun tonight.
Man, I thought we lost. No, Cameron, now.
I know. It's all good. Every time you're talking, I'm still desperately trying to get a camera to work. Struth. Yeah, so Hitman and Elder Scrolls are coming. That's all good news. So we can look forward to that. There's also some new games that have launched, and one that I know, Lee, is very close to your heart. In fact, Killer Queen Black.
Yeah, like I said to you, the guys, I think I said it on your show the other day, the guys at Killer Queen Black have just been amazing. I'm not going to go into it too much, but I took the week off last week for personal reasons, and the guys even reached out to me then. They've just been outstanding, and they just want, and they even said today, after being in the chat yesterday, how amazed they were by our community here over at Stadia. They blew their minds, and they're so pleased to have the game here on Stadia at the moment. So, yeah, it's a fabulous game as well. If you've got 4 friends, it's just brilliant. It's such good fun. Really is. There's like so much going on, and you know, you're watching up there and you're watching down there. There's a snail. It's nearly at the finishing line. You've got to fill your hive up with the berries. And,
so what? Are you a queen or a worker?
You can either pick to be a worker or a queen. I always prefer to be the worker, because if you want to collect the berries, or you can jump into one of the chambers with a berry and become like a fighter worker as well, so you can attack the queen.
Attack them, yeah.
So there's like 3 or 4 things that you can be and do all the time. There's so much going on. It's really chaotic. It's fun. Honestly, you just got to try. I mean, for $8.99, I think it is here, pounds. I think it's $11.99. It's worth it. It's worth every penny.
Yeah,
worth every penny.
It's fun.
No, it's a great game. It really is.
Yeah.
And also, I don't think I'm talking out of school if I suggest that people might even have an opportunity to win it in our forthcoming weekend.
Yes, the lovely guys at Liquid Bit Games have provided us with 2 packs, which is, I think there's stickers, there's pin badges, a tote bag, and a copy of the game. So I've got 2 copies of the game and 2 sort of swag bags to give away on the day.
Amazing. What's in the swag bag, or should that remain?
It's like pin badges, stickers, a tote bag, like a money bag. There's all sorts in there. It's nice little, yeah. And I must say that there's a website, and I meant to dig it out, but they sell T-shirts, and the designs are fabulous. It's the logo of Killer Queen Black.
Is it Bumblebee? I think it has a Bumblebee in it, but I went to a link, but I saw the shirts. There's also stickers and a lot of other stuff.
They sell some really nice stuff. The T-shirts are really nice.
It's actually based on an old arcade game as well, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've never played the old arcade version, but...
No. Although I know that quite a few people have suggested that it's exactly the same, pretty much.
Yeah. The music's spot on as well. I love the soundtrack. Yeah.
Fantastic. Go on, Ray, sorry.
Oh, no, I was just like... I like being the worker and playing with the berries and putting the berries in the hole. And
never thought you'd hear yourself say that, eh, bro? Putting the berries in the hole.
Kind of thing I would say.
He's gone. We've got him, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Ray. Oh dear me.
Poor old Ray. Right, yes, and I'm queuing stuff up for the next thing going on here. So also there was something that popped up this morning, and Stadia Mania got incredibly excited about this thought I was oops, not that one. Sorry, you're looking at the wrong thing. Stop it. I was queuing that up. It was Stadia Mania. We got really excited about this because, bless his little socks, he's been wanting this to come to Stadia for so long, and it is, or was, the fact that today, I think for the 3rd time, Football Manager 21 has been cleared for Stadia with a release date, funny enough, of today. Now, as far as I'm aware, it hasn't appeared, and normally it would have done if it was coming to the platform today. But of course, he's incredibly excited. Lots of people incredibly excited. It's kind of third time lucky, I suppose. What do you think, guys?
I just saw a tweet before we came on that the PEGI rating had been removed. So
No! Oh, I hope,
Lee,
I hope StadiaDad is not watching this.
Lee,
I just saw it before we came on. I was waiting for you guys,
no.
and there it was.
I actually have it's on a certain pass, and I was thinking, but I said no. Me and my heart, I hope it comes to Stadia. I hope it comes to Stadia. I haven't played it. I had so many opportunities to try it out, but I'm waiting to try it out on Stadia. So I hope it comes out.
I mean, I'm not into football. It's not, but again, I know that it is a massive game.
It's huge.
It's huge.
Lots of people looking forward to this. And of course, there have been issues with FIFA since it came to Stadia, with the inability to save if you do pro games and stuff, which is a shame. And I don't think it's been fixed yet. So, yeah, this would be good. That's a shame to hear that it's been taken down, though.
It was only a tweet, so I can't remember who tweeted it, but I do remember seeing it just before we came on.
You never know. It could be a surprise. It could be a stealth. You never know. I mean, if you told me we were gonna get Resident Evil 8 day and date,
So Eli says, "Isn't it just a FIFA ripoff?" No, it's not.
No,
if you watch,
Eli,
you watch any of the streams, Eli, what you'll see is that it's more of it's like a sim management app. So you spend more time actually managing your club and the PR for the club and sign-ups and signings and everything else. And there's a small amount of it that's actually anything like FIFA with the games. And FIFA has some of that stuff. It does have it, but it is, it majors on the actual games themselves. So there is a difference. There's another one as well. PES, is it? PES? Something
Pro Evolution Soccer, yeah.
Pro Evolution Soccer.
Konami.
Yeah.
And that's another big sort of well-loved soccer app.
I prefer PES to FIFA. I do myself.
Do you?
Yeah, it's a lot better game of football than it is represented.
Duncan Cloudy said exactly the same thing, Lee. He said he wouldn't be buying FIFA because his football game of choice is PES.
Yeah, well, FIFA came to the platform. I ain't got any other consoles in the house. Well, my son's got a PS5, but I've got more chances of, I don't know, playing on that thing with him holding that controller. But it was the only way I could get my football fix, so I had to go for FIFA.
Shout out Stadia Mania Lee used to stream Football Manager, and then when I watched him, I got hooked and I played it. You can talk to the players. The players are emotional. It's what you say. You have different stuff that you can do to get them to play better. I love, and you can watch a clip of them actually playing. After you did all the adjustments, you get to watch them play. And it's just how you do the certain moves in the game, if they win or lose or whatever. But Football Manager, man, it's a good game. Good game.
I think a lot of the Premier League clubs do use the Football Manager database for scouting and things like that. That's how in depth it is and how detailed it is.
Yes.
The stats of the game are so accurate. Yeah, they use it. Yeah, to see the ratings of players and things like pace and passing and things like that.
Yeah. So I just thought I'd quickly bring up, as we were talking about Lee at Stadia Mania, I thought I'd just quickly bring up one of his streams where he's playing Football Manager. And so as you can see, Eli, there's this kind of loads of detail, just a vast database of information that you're basically choosing all the stuff. If you're really into the sport, then this is something that you would want to get. But to be fair, if you just enjoy the odd game, then FIFA or I'm guessing PES is probably more your thing. But when you watch Stadia Mania, his knowledge of this game, coupled with his knowledge of the sport, makes it a really good watch. He's not paying me. He's actually working tonight because he sent me a message to wish me good luck. Bless him. And Andy has sent us a super sticker. Thank you so much, Andy. In the spirit of tonight's show, I will be donating anything that comes my way through the chat straight to the Fair Share guys through, of course, Lee's Just Giving page. So, but hold on to your horses and donate over the weekend so that you can show those guys some love. Because
Lee, I took Man City all the way.
A football manager.
It's a good game. It is a good game, and it will come eventually. But by the time it turns up, it's probably only be a month until the next one's out. But there you go. It's all good. A couple of other quick ones before we shuffle on to the final part of today's show. One was that if you, as I know one of my friends here is a big fan of CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk, then you would have been chuffed to spot that there was a huge update this week, patch 1.2, which came to Stadia. I think lots of Stadia stuff in it, Ray, as well, didn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
Have you played it since?
Yeah, I played it. I actually streamed it last night for a couple of hours, and I had a good time.
Have you noticed any changes? Is it
Yes, I have.
obvious ones? Yeah.
Yeah, I have. Yes.
As you know, I own it, and I keep meaning to go back to it, but then Outriders has come out, and I've been playing Quantum Break. It's just I've got so many other little things, little shiny things that take me away. But I see it as it's on my bucket list for when maybe I retire. I'll crack open Cyberpunk and remind me of you chaps. That's what it will do. CD Projekt Blue, says Eli. Eli's not in a good mood tonight, is he? Bless him.
He's not a fan.
He's not a fan. He's not a fan. They did take some money from people though, and did not put out a finished game for something to get that hype. But it played good on Stadia. It played horrible on other platforms.
I've not hidden my comments, my review of the game. It never bit me as it did a lot of people. And I know, Ray, we've never come to blows over it, but I know that you and I have different views about the game. You absolutely love it, as do most people that play it and get into it. And I've played many hours, but still it doesn't lure me back in.
If it wasn't for the stories, if it wasn't the stories in certain missions, but honestly, it's the overhyped. It was extremely overhyped. Extremely.
Yeah, I also think you're right. If you are someone like me that has the attention span of geriatric goldfish, then you really a game like this, which has massively intricate lore, to the point. And I know you read the book, you got the comic book. I mean, you really got into it even before the game was anywhere near launch, didn't you? So once you were playing it, you were playing all of the story that you knew intimately anyway, and it was
right.
As it come to life for you. Whereas with me, I don't know if you're like this, Lee, with games where you get to choose different texts for the different what they've got to say, and then as they talk you can press B to speed through. I just go B B B B B B B, so I never read the story. I'm just like, crack on.
No, I never really fell for the game, so to speak. There was a few particular bugs that put me off when I first played through, and I know they've been fixed, but I'm going to wait until all these patches have come through, and I'm going to sit down and enjoy it for what it is. I think because I did enjoy the story as far as I got. I was enjoying the story. I really was. I was really getting into it, and then this bug just kept popping up, and it was really spoiling it for me. So I've swore to myself that I'm not going back to it until it's 100% fixed and good to go, and I can sit back and enjoy it.
Yeah, Eli spent 65 hours in it. It says that he has developed his opinions. Absolutely, I didn't spend anything near as long as that, Eli, and I had the same opinion. So, it's your opinion, it's my opinion, and not every game is for everybody, are they? I watched John Four Scars Gaming playing Disco Elysium yesterday, and half of me said that looks really good, and half of me said I know I'm only going to play it for an hour. But he cracked on after and said it really got under his skin. So that's the great thing about Stadia, isn't it? There are so many different genres and different types of game for everybody. So not everyone's going to be into Football Manager or Case.
No, it's different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So anyway, that was just Cyberpunk. And then this one, which I haven't seen mentioned a lot for probably very reasonable reasons, but I find it interesting, from The Verge. So Tom Warren, who you either love him or you hate him, but he is a journo for The Verge. He discovered, because he's on one of the kind of beta programs with the Xbox, that the forthcoming update of the Xbox browser, which is Edge and is based on Chromium, will actually run Stadia natively from Xbox. I also presume, by the way, GFN, although I've not seen anybody mention that, and probably Luna for that matter, because all of them run in Chromium. So I don't know whether this is going to get plugged, Ray. Do you think they're going to say nah when it actually comes to officially popping it out there?
They're going to say, on to the next question, please.
Lee, what do you think?
It beats me why anybody would want to use a browser on a console anyway. For me.
I guess if you don't have a Chromecast, for example.
Yeah.
Right.
And a lot of people haven't. A lot of people got their, paid for a game, and they've been playing it on their laptops. So I guess if you could fire it up on your console of choice, and not have to play on the laptop, and actually get a reasonable experience on your big old 55-inch TV, maybe that would be a. Yeah. And don't forget, Stadia's going to be baked in to LG TVs in a few months' time.
Yeah,
right.
Which again is essentially for people that don't have those Chromecasts. Or Google TV when it appears in there. So I think for that use case, and don't forget, it's not like you're paying for it, and it's not like Xbox are charging you for the pleasure. It just happens to be a byproduct of a unified browser that's running within the engine. So, yeah, I find that interesting. I mean, at the moment, I can play Stadia on my Chromecast. I've sideloaded it onto a Chromecast Google TV. I can play it on a Fire Stick. I can play it on my TV. So there's numerous and of course PCs and phones. So there's numerous places to play it, and I think that ultimately is to be encouraged in any case, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So Gandera says, and I haven't checked this out, but I believe you, that you can't buy a separate CCU from the store now anymore. I know that they didn't sell as many as they'd hoped, or certainly not as many controllers as they'd hoped. But of course, now that they have replaced the Chromecast Ultra with the Chromecast Google TV for roughly the same price, so it's not as if you should make a choice. Why would you choose to buy a thing that looks virtually identical and it's shoved in the back of your TV anyway, but does a heck of a lot more? So yeah, I would understand them running stocks down, giving them away in the Premier Packs and all that kind of stuff, because ultimately they want you to buy Google TV. The problem we have, of course, guys, is it still doesn't run Stadia natively.
That's first coming this quarter, though, isn't it? If I'm correct. Yes,
they said the first quarter. So I'm guessing if it's the same as most businesses, it's from April. April to June. So yeah, it could come soon. That's the fella. I've got one. Which colour do you go for, Ray? The white one?
I went with the white one.
Yeah, me too. I couldn't be doing with all those fancy colours dangling off the back of my telly for the dust to see.
But But what I like about pre-orders is if you have multiple TVs, you know, I mean, there you go. Or it makes a great gift for somebody who doesn't have. I was just talking to Dr. Spaceman, and he was like, man, he couldn't get the PS5. I got a lot of friends that are trying to get consoles and can't get a consoles, but you can get your hands on a controller. You can get your hands on a controller and in a Chromecast.
Yeah. Now, gents, I've just spotted that we have whipped through time today. We've gone through the DeLorean of chat and got way too close to the end of the show. So let's quickly jump across to this.
Yes.
Here we go.
Yes.
The good stuff.
Yes. Here we are. Yes.
Lee, I picked your video.
We've got, yeah. I had to quickly put this in before while you chaps were chatting. But anyway, this is StadiaDad Games playing Red Dead Redemption, and there's a really good reason why we've chosen this today for Rokk Review. In fact, it's even not even Red Dead on its own. It's the online version, which we've never reviewed before. And the reason for that, of course, Lee, is because this is going to be the focus of the full 24-hour game-a-thon over the weekend.
Yes, cannot wait. I cannot wait.
Is it your favourite game? On Stadia, at least?
On Stadia, definitely. Yeah. But I think overall, it's a good tie between this and Witcher 3.
Okay. Yeah. And I can see that because they're both kind of story-driven, very similar-looking games, aren't they? So, I absolutely get that.
I know we're not doing the story, but the story, it brought me to tears. So it's just a fabulous, well-put-together game.
You've obviously only got the one T-shirt, but that's okay.
Actually,
listen, even a clock comes out twice.
Yeah.
Same pose, same headphones, absolutely beautiful. Same gorgeous face. This is the important thing. So here we are playing Red Dead Online. What is the difference, quickly, Lee, between this and the standard Red Dead Redemption?
Oh, there's a huge difference. There are story missions within Red Dead Online, but they're more to help you rank up, which earns you money, which earns you gold, to go on to buy you better weapons, to use in the PvPs and the PvEs. It's just so addictive. It really is. I mean, Emma Stadium Mum, she's more addicted to it than I am. She actually does her own dailies, which are day-to-day things that you have to do to earn gold. She does her dailies, and then she does mine for me. She's crackers, honest. But no, there is a huge difference.
It's a live show. Yeah. It's alive. So unlike, hang on, Ray. Sorry about that, mate. It's moving you about. There you go. Sorry, I'm throwing OBS in the bin after this. So unlike Red Dead Redemption, the main game, which is a story, which is, as far as I remember, is solo. You can't play with your mates. Red Dead Redemption Online is more like GTA Online. You can play with your friends. You can put a little posse together and go and do daily stuff. They have events as well where you can get more gold, and buy stuff and pimp your horse and all that malarkey.
Yeah, all that sort of thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely awesome. Right, so quickly then, as you regular viewers will remember, the way that we look at games here is from the perspective of a casual gamer. And we have 5 things that we rated on. Is it quick to load? Can you pick it up from where you left it off last? Is it easy to play? Is it rewarding to play? And then overall, is it good value? So starting at the top, is it quick to load? Lee, how quick is it to load?
I'd say on Stadia, it's compared to other systems and platforms, it's fairly quick. Half the time of what an Xbox or a PlayStation would. From what I've experienced, I think it's pretty quick.
Yeah, it is faster, but because it was always a really slow load. Yeah. Is it the same load for Red Dead Redemption Online as it is for the main game?
It's about 30 to 40 seconds, I'd say. It's not too much.
So do you have to go through the same kind of load for both games and then choose whether you want to go online or play the missions?
Well, obviously, you've got your Rockstar logo, and then it brings up a splash screen and it says Story Online top right, and you flick between the two with your RBLB button.
Yeah.
And then within 30 seconds you're in. So I reckon overall about a minute you're in.
Okay. So out of 5, what would you give it for how quick it is to load?
Say a 4.
A 4. And what do you think, Ray?
I gave it a 3. A 3, and the reason why is if you hit that free roam, you're gonna sometimes be waiting for a while, okay, and it goes, and I'm like, I'm trying to hurry up and get in because I know the guys are already at the posse, and I'm like, hold on, guys, I'm waiting, I'm loading, the screen's loading. So and that's the only reason I gave it a 3, because of the loading screen. And
gotcha. So for you, it's not so much how long the actual game loads, it's the fact that if you then want to do any content with other people, you might be sitting around for a bit. Yeah. Okay. That's fair. I gave it 3, but only because I haven't played it on Stadia, so I had to remember it from PlayStation days, and I just remember the longest ever load times. I mean, not quite as bad as GTA 5, but pretty bad. So I gave it a 3. But Lee, I'm prepared. You are the master. I'm prepared to up my score, but I'm not going to. So
I wouldn't go that far with master.
Can you pick up from where you last left the game?
Yeah, essentially. You can't go halfway through, I don't know, a bounty and stop the game and start again. But you have to finish your missions before you end the game. But yeah, I'd say you can, yes.
Because Ray and I, we always say this, Ray, don't we? Any of these games that are multiplayer or co-op or whatever, any game that involves another human being, you obviously can't sort of save your position and go back there, because it would require the other person to turn up in the same place at the same point in the game. So it's a little unfair for these kind of open world, live games, because of course it isn't possible. But what you're saying, Lee, is that if you were in the middle of this town, for example, and you left the game and you came back, you'd be in the middle of that town.
You wouldn't be back in the middle of that town. It depends where your camp is. You've decided where to position your camp, and that's where you generally start. But you can choose, from like Ray said before, you can choose your camp, or you can choose one of the districts, one of the areas on the map of where you would like to spawn.
Okay. So it's a bit of an unfair question, because you probably wouldn't leave the game thinking anyway that you're going to go back to the same.
No. No, you could pretty much choose where you go.
Okay. Okie dokie. Ray, any additional thoughts to that?
I gave it a 3. I gave it a 3.
Mm-hmm.
Gave it a 3.
I did as I gave it a 2, and again I'm being a little disingenuous, but only because I know without even playing it, it's a live multiplayer game. You can't end up in the same place, so it's always a little bit of a trick on that. Lee, what do you reckon, mate? What number would you give out of 5?
I'd give it a 3. I think it's a fair enough score, yeah.
That's fair enough. Okay.
Is
it easy to play?
Yeah, I'd say. Yeah, it's a 5, yeah. I agree with Ray with that one. It's definitely a 5, yeah.
Easy to play.
Yes.
It holds your hand from the start, pretty much, in a story-driven way for about an hour or two. And after that, it lets go of your hand and just lets you free roam, and you just go hell for leather. It's just...
There's only one person that I know that has an issue, but he's kind of mentally ill, and he's a cowboy, and that's Anthony the Cowboy. I don't know how you can name yourself a cowboy and play Red Dead and don't know how to play. I'm just saying.
I don't know who you're referring to. Bless him. No idea at all. He had an April Fool on the go today that lasted the whole day. Someone needs to point out it's supposed to end at midday. But
it's bad luck otherwise.
Who that makes you the fool? Right, so you gave it a 5, Ray gave it a 5, and I've given it a 5 as well, because I agree. Yeah. It's pretty easy. It tells you where you need to go and what you need to do.
Yeah.
And you shoot your guns and stuff. And if you've played the main game, which if you some people don't. I mean, some people play Crucible only in Destiny and they avoid all the other stuff. But I think in this game you really need to, because one, it's a fantastic game. Two, you'll pick up all of the skills that you need to carry forward into the online, and you're going to miss a lot of who the various people are that you are and stuff. So by that point, you know what you're doing, don't you? So I think we'd all given that one a 5. So that's cool. Is it rewarding to play? Is it like a looter shooter?
5 across the board. Yeah,
across the board 5.
Yeah, it's so rewarding.
I'll never forget. I think what just did it for me is when StadiaDad and Stadia Mom took me up in the mountains. I said, "Hey Ray, have you ever been to the snow-capped mountains?" I said, "No." So they took me up to the mountains, and we were looking. And I just, man, I fell in love with the game at that moment. So it's definitely rewarding. Gold, the bounties, fishing, hunting is extremely rewarding. Extremely.
And you can progress your character. Can you get like costumes and guns and stuff?
Yeah. I think it's about every 3 of Emma will correct me when I come off this, and no, she will. I think it's about every 12 weeks or so. They bring out like an outlaw pass, which costs about 35 gold, and you work your way through the outlaw pass, and it rewards you with different outfits, new guns, new holsters, new hats, new horses that you can unlock, and that's how so rewarding it is, and you're unlocking stuff all the time. It's just brilliant. It's just keeps you going and going and going and grinding the game.
Wow. The best reward, you can actually drop in on somebody's game unexpectedly, and do some damage.
And I was going to say, I suppose one of the most rewarding factors actually is that you get to play with your friends. And it's a I know there's Color, there's Queen Rach, I know Megatron and Link and other guys play this a lot because it's a great game to socialize within, isn't it? It's not hugely demanding.
Rokk, Kevin, my best friend Kevin, he said, "Hey Ray, let's go fishing." We didn't even go bounties or nothing. We just went and fish.
Nice.
And that, and just
and
nice
no
spot.
fish were harmed in the making of your enjoyment either, which has got to be a good thing, isn't it? All those little virtual fish, they don't care.
I've had so many good nights with Good Rebel Gaming and Codex and Blake Stadia and Ray and William. It's just a
community. The community is probably the best reward. It's one of the best ever. Best.
I'd really hoped that they'd split it out and have it as a separate thing to access, because I just, as I've said already, I just don't want to buy the whole thing again, having completed it. But I do miss doing the stuff that you guys do together.
Yeah, they have done it on other platforms, which really upset me at the time, because on other platforms they've separated the two, so you can buy it as a pack, the story and the online, but then they were selling the online separate on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC for about $5. And they didn't do that on Stadia, and I so wish they had, because my daughter plays it as well on the Xbox One S, and she's so desperate to play along with her mum and dad on Stadia, but I'm willing to shell out another £55 on another copy of it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well,
who knows? Anybody that tunes in over the weekend, you may not need to. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And then the final question, and we'll let our good people go to bed. Is it value for money, Ray?
5. Even if you play, the story is probably one of the best stories. It's going to touch your heart. The music, the story, the online, the whole package. Yes, it's very rewarding. Very rewarding. Probably one of my top 3 games of all time. Yeah.
And you're I'm assuming that you also think the same, Lee?
No, I completely disagree with Ray. No, I'm joking.
Do you?
No, it's just amazing. Like the gameplay, the story, the music, the scenery, everything about it. You just get so immersed in it, and you just get lost in it. in the story and even on the online. You just go riding around, go hunting, like Ray said, just go fishing with your pals. There's just so much to do and get immersed in.
Yeah. Shout out to William, Stadia Pro Gaming. He's like an encyclopedia of Red Dead Online. Okay. Him in color. In color is amazing.
Well, William and Color, of course, I'll be interviewing over the weekend, and a little bit more about it tomorrow. But we're going to be we're going to be doing something a little bit different, guys. So definitely look out. I think tomorrow, Lee, you're going to be publishing the itinerary for that whole weekend. Aren't you,
on the pre-show at 8 p.m. tomorrow, where I'll be letting everybody know what we're going to be up to, where they can get involved. This isn't just about me and the guys and Rokk and the charity. It's about getting the community involved as well. You don't even have to own the game to get involved in some of the events. So
that's awesome.
Be there.
It's going to be super amazing. So just to wind up, chaps, here is the score. What we had was Ray and Lee. Obviously, you guys are playing it all the time, so I'd expect a mark over 20. And indeed, Ray gave it 21 and Lee just slightly ahead there with 22. I gave it 18 because, again, I was basing it on having played it on the PlayStation, a little bit slower. And, of course, I've not really played. I played a little bit of the online, I have to say. I did enjoy it. But so that is reflected in my score. But I think overall, that's an absolute. We always say if it gets over 20, it's an absolute. You must buy this if you have Stadia and you've never played it before. And I would say that anyway, without any hesitation. If you've never played this game, you guys are right. It is just a masterpiece of gaming creativity. It's gorgeous on every level, and it should be mandatory that you have this in your library. If you've got any interest in gaming at all, and I can't say more highly praised than that. Right, okay, thank you guys. That was awesome review. Now, annoyingly, I didn't realise I'd left that stinger in, and that little bit of sound has just gone and nicked my copyright again. So I now have to edit this after to get rid of it. Anyway, what the heck? So we've reached the Don't laugh, Ray.
You're not thinking of berries and holes again, are you, Ray?
I demand my threepence for this game this show that I've made from advertising revenue. A very, very quick thank you to everybody in the chat tonight that's turned up, particularly if you've donated. And as I've said, anything donated tonight will go straight to Lee's Just Giving page. And while I remember, let me just pop that one back up and keep that there.
We have had a few because we're up to £1,117.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you, guys. That's superb. There'll be more to come, I'm sure. And having said all that, we've also picked up a couple of new members as well. Raven Anime, so great to have you on board. Thank you so much,
Raven. Thank you.
Absolute brilliant. So thank you for that. And apologies again for the tech issues. I was assuming it might happen. It's happened in the last two shows that I've done. It's the camera drivers that I've got here. And I might have to move it to a different platform because honestly, I've had enough of Windows. But anyway, that's a whole other story. Anybody want to buy a slightly used PC rig, shout to me afterwards.
Did you sell your
missed
chair
out on
yet?
the chair. Sorry?
You sold the chair?
Yeah, I sold. Do you know what, Ray? I put it up on Facebook Market. And that night, I had 3 or 4 people get in touch, and this was local.
Wow.
And the very next day, a fella in an esports team met me and gave me some of the old folding stuff and took it away. So
nice.
I did well on that one. I'm going to give him a shout in a minute and see if he wants to buy a rig as well, because slightly soiled, one owner, one careful owner. But fantastic, thank you so much. Lee, I know what you're going to be doing over the next 3 days, but just to make sure that people know and don't forget, if you could start with tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow, 8 p.m. BST, it's the pre-show where we're just going to give you an idea of what's going on throughout the day. On Saturday, some of the prizes that we're giving away, and two very, very special surprises, which I keep going on about it, but please, you don't want to miss this. I swear, you don't want to miss it. And then Saturday, 12 p.m, back on my channel, we're launching the 24-hour stream in aid of Fair Share Greater Manchester that you've all been kindly donating towards. I can't thank you all enough. You've been amazing. Thank you so much.
It's going to be an amazing event. I've been involved with a handful of these kind of Stadia community things, but I've never seen the engagement that this one has shown. And I just know that we are going to be sat here next week, just absolutely amazed at the results and what's been achieved. So I'm really looking forward to that. Ray, my friend, where will we be finding you over the next few days?
Working on the SBCN Stadia Bash Community Network, working behind the scenes, and also I'm gonna be helping out a little bit with somebody on an event.
It's what I like to hear. No idea what you're talking about. I will be on again officially on Tuesday, of course, for Rokk's Blog Bash with the amazing Stadia Bash Community Network, and of course next Thursday with my good friend Ray and a new praisee as well. There may also be a little surprise news coming up, so not on this show. But keep your eyes on Twitter, and you will. Yes, exactly what he said. I don't want to say anything. It's interesting. Let's say that. Okay, gentlemen, thank you so much as always. You are amazing, and also very, very dear friends of mine, and I mean that most sincerely. You are amazing people.
Thank you.
Thank you, chat, again as always. You've been fantastic. Dave Codex has just become a member as well. Love you, my friend.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dave.
And I know it's a little bit self-publicity, but please pop along to Dave's channel. He interviewed me on, was it last night? I think it was, 5 p.m. And so if you've ever wanted to know a little bit more about me, and I understand there's a few of you that do, but if you have, then go and watch that. We had a great conversation. We really did. It was very full and frank. And I think the world's a little bit brighter for that conversation. So please go along and, as always, like and subscribe because Dave actually does do some amazing shows. That's it for today. Thank you. Apologies once again for the tech, and we will see you all again in the not too distant future. I've got to now go and edit out that bit of music. Say goodbye, gentlemen.
Goodbye.
Bye. Go Man City.
No.